Pisces, last month you were fearful of change. Well, it's been imposed upon you this month. There's a tower moment, which means that, change is imposed upon you. It had to come. It had to come. Your problem is that you're that wee bit controlling. Last month you thought you could control things through sort of psychology, maybe through the paranormal magic, but certainly you thought you could control things through understanding. And you're still going down that route. You're still seeking out information, as though if you get the information then you can control. And indeed it's this desire to control, desire to act as it were, that is causing you further problems. Indeed, there is this desire to control causes conflict this month. It's a very childish conflict, but it's because you've tried to control things rather than allow things to simply happen. You'd have been better off walking away from everything. You'd have been better off just saying, I don't want to know, and walking away. But I don't think you do that. You do try this control. You do try to act. I'm not saying you're confronting people, but people feel confronted by you. And therefore they act in a very childish way towards you. And as a result, after this month, you're going to become a little bit miserly. Maybe the attack on you was a financial attack. I don't know. I could get clarification on this later, but I'm not going to, because I can see that it's a progression from last month, that it's something that you should have learned. So all I need to talk about are the lessons rather than the detail. But let's get into it, Sagittarius. And I'm sure those of you who know a bit about tarot will be looking at this spread and say, how the hell does he know I'm a control freak? How the hell does he know that's what I'm doing? Well, this first energy here, which is the energy that dominates this month's reading, is that of the Page of Swords. Somebody that's seeking out information. Why do you want this information? You've been told to embrace change, so why are you wanting it? You want to know the nature of the change. You want to know how to react to it. You want to know this about it, that about it. I know, because I've been that person. You want to know it all, because that's how you control situations. But you've been told simply to relax into it. And that isn't what you're doing. That's not what you're doing, and the universe is going to step in. And we'll see that very shortly. Now this month, if you like, your modus operandi for control is very logical. It's very left brain. It's very materialistic. But you're not always that way. Last month, you were much more right brain. And much more, maybe mystical, maybe looking for magical reasoning. Or maybe simply psychology, but you were trying to control things through your understanding. Okay, maybe more your understanding with the heart, whereas this month you're trying to do it through the head. But it's still the same thing. It's this desire to control. What you've already been told is unknowable, uncontrollable. But you won't give up, will you? Now the universe did tell you to embrace change, to go with the flow. And what happens when you ignore the universe? Well, the universe steps in and makes that change happen for you. And here it is, the Tower. You see, your belief system, what you've built your foundations on, is flawed. And the universe needs to knock it down, to knock it all over, and you need to rebuild. Now, it gave you warning to do it, but you didn't heed it. So this might be a little bit bitter the way that it happens. However bitter it might feel, I can assure you that it's necessary, because your house was built on unfirm foundations. Your belief system maybe was wrong. So the universe has stepped in and shattered things for you. Now, I'm not sure if it's because you've had to rebuild as much as other events this month, but I think events this month do cause an attack on your finances. And in the future, your response to that is to become a little bit miserly. Maybe it's a very logical way to be. So I don't want to criticise it. But it all stems from this desire to control. Well, not only desire, but your actions to control lead to maybe a problem with finances, maybe an attack with finances this month. But as I say, in the future, it makes you very careful with finances. And like I say, that might be a logical way to be, but we can trace where the real problem lies. Now, the overall energy of this reading was one of you seeking information. But the energy that leads to the outcome, which is where I got this sort of view that your desire for control is causing problems, is this energy of the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands is a good energy, you know, it's a strong person of action. But it's you having the information and wanting to act on it. So this is the controlling thing that causes the problems. Now, if you believe that the outcome isn't a bad outcome, then there's no harm in this. But the outcome you can't see as a good outcome. So it is you being over-controlling. This is what's really leading me to conclude this. So this is you having information and wanting to act on it because you want to control the situation. Now, if you want things to go better, of course it's not to be controlling, you know, I've already given you the solution. But the obvious thing to do is just walk away from things. Just say, oh, for God's sake, I can't be doing with all this hassle, with all of this. Why don't I just walk away? And here you can see he is. He's walking up a mountain, doesn't know where he's going into the unknown, you know. But going into the unknown with a bit of glee because he's packing up his troubles and going away. And if you want to change things, that's really what you should do. Just forget about it. Just move on. Don't try and control it. You know, the advice is quite clear and strong. And of course, whether or not you see what I'm talking about as a problem, I think depends on how you see this outcome. Well, the outcome is a conflict. So your desire for control leads to conflict. It's a rather childish conflict. It's a sort of a winner-takes-all conflict. Now, of course, it could be you that is the winner-takes-all, but I think it's sort of a both of you. You know, I think you get into this situation because you both believe that you're right. You both believe you have strong principles, and you get into it, and it's not about anything that important, probably. But it's quite bitter, you know, and it's a winner takes all. And you can see, look at the rendering, you know, the winner's taken the other two swords and hit them on their backsides with their own swords. So it turns quite nasty, I think, and it's all because you have this desire to control when you're being told walk away and relax. Oh, well, I think we can summarise for you now. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, last month you were sort of warned to change and you didn't take heed of it. Why haven't you taken heed of it? Well, it's because you're a bit of a control freak. I suspect I am as well, but I'm learning to temper that. Too much skin in the game, care too much, you know. Last month, your approach to control was a right-handed brain sort of approach to it. Maybe you were exploring the psychology or exploring the magical aspects of it, trying to control things. But now it's much more materialistic, cerebral. And unfortunately, you are going to dig yourself into a corner that leads to conflict because you care about things too much that you shouldn't be caring about. Now, you were warned last month, and when the universe warns you like this, it has a habit of doing it for you, and that's exactly what happens. The rug gets pulled from under your feet. Everything has to change, probably including your attitudes and opinions. But I don't think you really do change, and I think that's what this is all about. You're still seeking the information as though, well, what could I have done better? How could have, you know, instead of listening to your heart a little bit more, you still got this cerebral process of trying to understand things. Trying to understand things and act in a way that would make them better. But in doing so, it brings you into conflict with others who are just like you, but have the opposite opinion. And you get into what is rather a childish conflict here. I think it could be over money. I might be wrong, but I think it could be over money. It's rather childish. I think you're both being childish, if the truth be known. And it's because you both care too much about what's going on. But why I think it's about money is, after this month, you become a little bit miserly. So could you have actually lost something in this? Or, well, you could have lost it in the tower, so I'm not sure. But, you know, you become a little bit miserly in the future. Now, the antidote is not to care so much. And for you, the best way of doing that is to walk away from things. And I think probably literally go hill walking. Literally walk up a mountain. Forget about all the material things that are going on and go somewhere quiet, go somewhere where, you know, you have to put all your energy into what you're doing. Like walking up a mountain, saying goodbye to your troubles and just walking.